Mitchell might actually be the hardest working man in makeup because, I mean, his brand is coming out with a million different launches. These are all, by the way, available right now. A massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar. I stole their pictures like a gross little thing. I also want to shout out Rude Velvet because Rude Velvet talked about this, and I will actually be making reference to that. But let's have a little chat. I feel like I really need like a big sharp intake of breath to talk about all of this because there's a lot of stuff. There's 6 new Blursh shades. I'm not even going to talk about the fact that I hate the word Blursh, but it's $108 or $19 each. And there's also 3 new Blursh lights. But the big thing that I really want to talk about is that Graffiti eyeshadow palette. It is $61 for 13 shades. Yeah, I know. There's also a 16-piece brush set for $81 and a little mini Blursh book for $22, which is kind of cute. The brush set seems like decent value. I mean, it's $81 for 16 brushes. It's averaging out at about $5 per brush. I don't really have many Made by Mitchell brushes. And by many, I mean, I have like 1 or 2 and they're okay. Would I repurchase them? No, but that may just be like the type of ones that I got. I'm assuming he's worked on it since. It's fine. There's nothing here that I'm like, oh my God, I love the shapes of these. It's grand. I like the aesthetic though. Like the design around this is cute. But looking at the actual shapes of the bristles, nah, not for me. I really can't see anything that I'd use there. If you include the blushes and the blush lights, there's 9 new shades and they're quite interesting. Like I quite like that yellow one. You don't see many of those. Mind you, if I wore that, I'd look like I was jaundiced, and I don't know if I can really get away with that, but there's some interesting shades. But I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. I feel like with things like this, it doesn't really make sense to show swatches on a white background. Like show me these on the skin. I want to see them on the models. But this is the thing that I really want to talk about. Well, not want to, but feel compelled to talk about. Oh my God, where do I even start? Let's talk about the palette shape. My friend Janet has called this an effed up Alaska before, and I'm inclined to agree. It looks like some sort of a state that was never meant to exist. It is terrible. Like, where do you stack it? Where do you store it? Whatever. But even if you do get past all of that, then you open it and you see what? Some giraffe-shaped mess. The fact that none of the pans are the same size. There's, like, I can't understand the rationale as to why some pans are bigger than others, why there's all of this mishmash of a shape. It is very, very weird. And, like, it's expensive. This is $61. And the thing is, you're not looking at, like, any incredible formulas here, right? They're mattes. Don't get me wrong, I love a good matte. But we're talking about $61 for 13 mattes. That's close to $5 per matte. A big chunk of that price is coming from the crazy pan shapes, from the crazy palette shapes. It's ridiculous. And this is where I'm going to talk about Rude Velvet, right? Rude Velvet talked about this over on their channel. They're fantastic. Go follow them. And they pointed out that there is quite a few repeat shades, which is something I was like, have we not done this before? And they do seem to be kind of duping themselves. Personally, I kind of feel like you should go with the smaller, like little quads than this. This is so expensive. I never bothered getting the quads because they were too expensive for me anyways. In Ireland, like, we don't have TikTok shop, which is honestly probably a good thing. Are these mind-blowing new colours? No, you have them in your collection. I guarantee you absolutely do. So you don't need them. I can't even really fathom how this happened, why this happened. There is no God. Like, the swatches look okay. That kind of shade Basquiat, which I'm going to say right now, I appreciate the fact that he's named that Basquiat. Like, thank you very much. Looks a little bit patchy, just a smidgen. But again, if you look at any of your Made by Mitchell palettes that you have so far, not that there's many, but there's like yellows and oranges in there that I feel are like from the mango palette. I don't know. This was really strange. And the fact there's not even any interesting special shades in there, $61. No, thank you. And no black. No. The little Blursh book is really cute though. I mean, it's $22. It's compact, it's travel friendly, which I gotta say, I personally quite like. I don't think I'll get a massive use out of the red shade, but I mean, that's just me. I do like pinks though. They're very, very pretty. I feel like this is kind of where Mitchell shines, is with his blushes. I don't know, but I also feel like he's kind of doing too much. Chill out. Maybe maybe leave it every so often. You don't need to have like a launch every month. We're okay. We don't need makeup that much. I personally feel like this is a very, very mixed bag. I mean, the brushes, nothing I'd really use there. The palette, how can I sum this up? I hate it. Like, it's a very visceral reaction, deep in the very pits of my being. Now, if you love it, that's fine. I am delighted for you. I think we should all have different things. This just infuriates me to a point that it's not healthy. And don't worry, Made by Mitchell isn't going to see this because they don't let me tag them in things anyways. I know, I'm such a petty bee. Anyways, the blushes I'm kind of intrigued by, but I want to see them on the face. And the little blush book, I think that's perfect. I think that's really, really cute. He could have just had it be these two. Get rid of that half of the page. Didn't need that. But let me know down below what you guys think. Are you interested in this? Did you get that weird palette? I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to be a little bit concerned about you. That's all.